Somebody asked me the other day who they should be following, and I told them that they shouldn't really follow any particular person, but rather identify a source, and the source will be different for every different instance. Or I mean, sometimes I guess it'd be the same. So I didn't say that, and of course it's all in text, so you never really know what of it they took away. And like, you can never trust somebody's answer. They could just be playing you. And I suppose it's the same when you're speaking with you vocally too. Some people are good at hiding what they're really thinking, their true intention. Others not so much. But it bothers me because if I tell them to trust their instincts and to identify a source, and I don't really know them, I've never seen them really make the judgment call other than the fact that they're still talking to me. But I've seen people talk to me for months and then treat me like I have the value of a tampon, throw me away. So I don't really trust any of it. And then I guess if you don't know what to do, then you have to use probability and judgment to know who to ask. Define following someone, I guess, is the other factor. So I guess I'm going to ask them to do that. Since we last interacted, comma, a question you asked keeps resurfacing. Requesting to be analyzed. You asked me who you should follow. That's a complicated answer if it is going to be an accurate one. I feel like I merely glazed over a layer of complexity rather than broaching the subject fully. I guess we need to start with a question so that I am certain I know what you're asking. What do you mean by follow someone? And as he's not on the same schedule and he's sleeping, he's gonna wake up to that interesting ponderance. No, no, no. Good. Ah! You know, at the same time, when someone asks me the question, who should I follow? I feel like it's a trick question. It's like some sort of, if somebody's a fucking cult leader, then they're gonna immediately tell you to follow them, obviously. They won't be able to resist the opportunity if they're egotistical or whatever. And it's like, if that's the test you want to insert, it also says something about your perspective. It's excessively individualistic at its core, which is a flawed perspective. So trying to paste somebody with this concept of narcissism or a cult leader or having ego or something like that, just because of your perception of reality, I mean, it's egotistical to presume that individualism is real and then paste whatever other fabrication you want to, that's a product of that layer. Now you got an onion of delusion sprouting up. Yeah, and of course, excessive individualism, religion, biology, the way that our senses work has produced our language, which denotes the difference between self and other. But it's an overly simplistic perspective of which corrupts our ability to communicate reality accurately. So, to speak like this in English breeds hypocrisy, or the perception of hypocrisy rears its ugly head as an opportunity. And then, of course, the only way to make that reasonable is to ignore every other facet of reality that allows us to know that English, in its linear chains of communication, are not complex enough to speak accurately about reality. The best you can do is multiple equations of speech with the most complexity possible, and try to do our best to make sure that when transmitting information to our other vessels, that our other vessels are paying attention to the nuance of the situation. How to demand attention without suggesting following.
We're upstairs.
Thanks.
And then, like, social media, it's all about getting followers and subscribers, which I don't want. At the same time, I need an army. But I don't want them to be an army that just follows my orders. I want them to be an army that understands what the goal is,
just gonna tell you
and when not to act, when to ask, and when they don't need to ask. They should know.
Probably gonna be more than one.
And then if I die,
Don't
it can
tell
be
them
an
nothing.
autonomous
Don't get involved.
monster
This muck is deeper than you think.
that does the work
Suck you in
regardless.
if you're not careful.
If I don't give them something, they're not gonna pay me.
We'll manage without that.
There's no sense in which you gotta eat.
Fine, do whatever the fuck you want. Not like you listen anyway.
Yeah, reverse psychology doesn't work on me, buddy.
Hello, V. Please, come in. Make yourself at home. Jefferson will join us shortly.
What is this? Digital art? Smart glass. Pretty cool. Abstract, not so abstract art. So I guess I would say don't follow people, but identify a source. Pay attention to everything
Please,
that it
have a seat.
is applicable to. And definitely join them if they are a useful source. If they know better than you and you know it, then you definitely join them. You learn from them. You have to be their replacement. Otherwise, that's true death.
Shall we?
I suppose. Teach any student and you become a father. Or fortune cookie philosophy.
Good to see you, V. Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
Oh, interesting. You should have been here the past 5 minutes, buddy.